Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Vault Excel. This commentary um, is pertaining to the convoy at Eagle Pass, Texas, that has landed, and I also would like to discuss the migration that has taken place in the United States at our southern borders, and we're going to listen to some commentary. But before I get into the audio, I'm going to read to you what is going on for those who are not in tune to the latest developments. Get a little more light, excuse me. Okay, might be a little bit better. Sorry about that, everybody. Trying to adjust. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Eagle Pass Migrant Processing Facility is evacuated after threats to burn it down were made by people who joined Take Back Our Border trucker convoy. Sorry, I'm trying to get this light so I don't look so dark. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Daily Mail is the source. A Border Patrol center for migrants in Eagle Pass, Texas, was evacuated after threats to burn it down were made by people who joined the Take Our Border trucker convoy to protest the Biden administration's border policies. Okay? So migrants in Eagle Pass, Texas were evacuated because of threats of burning down the Border Patrol Center. The Border Patrol's version of SWAT units, BORTAC, and a separate mobile response team were activated to provide additional security, the sources added. As far as everyone knows, this is the first time something like this has happened, said one Border Patrol agent who spoke on condition of anonymity. Everyone keeps hearing they want to burn Firefly. That's what the threat was, so that's why they were moved, the agent said. Okay. U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the parent agency of the Border Patrol, confirmed the danger. Threats of violence against law enforcement personnel and migrants are unacceptable, and CBP takes all threats very seriously, CBP spokesperson said. As such, we are taking appropriate and necessary actions to keep our employees and migrants in our custody safe. We will remain vigilant and continue to work closely with our law enforcement partners. The threat comes after a staggering 2.48 million migrants were detected crossing into the United States illegally over the past year. That's a lot of people. Many more have entered the country undetected. Those who are intercepted by Border Patrol are usually released into the United States while awaiting their case being heard by a court. Firefly is one of the facilities where migrants are taken after they're arrested. Once a record of their illegal entry is made, a background check is done and biometrics are taken. This is also where some migrants make asylum claims, triggering a legal process that forces Border Patrol to release them into the country so they can await their court dates. The facility is a few miles outside of the city of Eagle Pass, home to 28,000 residents. Okay, so okay, we got a little more to go. The city has been a point of entry of hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants in recent years. On January 10th, under the direction of Governor Greg Abbott, the state took over Shelby Park, a city-owned park where migrants were crossing into the country in droves. The state ordered that the federal Border Patrol agents be kicked out of the park and the 2.5-mile stretch of land the state seized. Abbott has accused the Biden administration is not enough to secure the border. A trucker convoy of people from all over the country called Take Our Border Back announced it would be heading to 3 locations across the southern border of the U.S. to rally in support of Texas, including Eagle Pass. The convoy is expected to arrive in a ranch outside of Eagle Pass in a tiny town called Quemado on Friday afternoon. Well, they have landed, for those who did not know. On Thursday night, people who traveled on their own to Eagle Pass to rally with the convoy started trickling into town. Many drove straight to Shelby Park to see ground zero for themselves, including some convoy supporters who drove in from Kerrville, Texas. I'm sorry, but it's time to start shooting, literally, one woman told DailyMail.com about illegal immigrants. If they would come over legally, it would be fine, but not illegally. The woman refused to give her name because she believes that anyone associated with the convoy is being tracked by the FBI, which I'm sure they are. Okay, or will be. All I can tell everybody, is everybody in our area is gunned up and ready. They better not even think about it. Language like hers and the potential for violence is scarring locals, with many getting their shopping done before the convoy arrives. I told my wife to get everything before Friday because I didn't want her at Walmart or Heb while those people were here, one man told the dailymail.com. Additionally, the nonprofit that works with the state to bus migrants from Eagle Pass to sanctuary cities like New York, Chicago, has shut down for the weekend. Mission Border Hope also stopped taking migrants in for the days leading up to the convoy's arrival and is closed as a security measure. Okay, I believe that's all I have from the Daily Mail. So they are there. The convoy that was traveling to Eagle Pass. Others you hear are also going to Eagle Pass. And it's I'm going to read some of the groups that are also there. This person has a pink truck with Moms for America arriving in Eagle Pass to join the convoy. However, its concern is that violent extremists may mix in with the peaceful protesters. And that's what I want to talk about before I get into the commentary. This to me, hello everybody in the chat. This to me is going to end up like what happened at the Capitol. You see, many people hide behind violent tendencies and pretend that they're a good old American. I'm this, I'm that, I'm all for truth and light, but really you're not, okay? Because this looks like it'll jump off, just like what happened at the Capitol. Those same people who allegedly are law-abiding citizens, I pay my taxes, I'm this, I'm that. You are just as rogue as the people who break in, rob people, steal. You're no different. You want to rally? I don't have a problem with that. Because frankly, I don't want people just running into the country in my damn self. Now, somebody in the chat was kind of stunned at my take, but that's why I tell people, you don't know me. And you don't know anybody. But I will not condone violence. Okay? And people get it twisted. They feel like they can do whatever they want to say, well, I don't agree with this. I don't want this. Well, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion on anything pertaining to being a United States citizen. But what you're not going to do is obey the law and then say, well, these people are doing, illegal things. Sorry, I can't get my light together. You can't say what this group is doing and what that group is doing, and you're also deciding to break the law. You're no different than the people that you're criticizing. And everybody that's coming over through the borders, all of them are not violent. They're not all thieves, thugs with the cartel. No different than people who come here legally and come here to go to school, get visas, so on and so forth. You can't judge everybody the same. So even though this wants to be a Biden administration situation or whatever, this issue has been going on for 50 years or more, this border stuff, or probably longer than that. People have been infiltrating the United States illegally. So this goes back how many years? That something should have been done a long time ago. Okay. I'm not getting ready to do the political shuffle back and forth, Republican, Democrat type stuff. I don't rock like that. This has been an issue. Okay. So when you had Republicans in office as president, governors, senators, whatever, councilmen, what was the problem then? That's the point. It is up to the national government to meet with state governments to do something about the border situation. It's out of control. The busing of migrants. We already have a problem with homelessness in America. We already have problems with people not having anywhere to stay and they actually work, have a job, but rent is higher now because of the influx of people coming from the Pacific Northwest. So it's just a shuffle to live and survive. But no, I do not condone anyone coming here and they are not legal, because now we have problems that we've had for some time. People doing whatever they want, citizen or no non-citizen, breaking the law, violent. This can't work. Busing these people to different places. They don't have rooms for their own citizens in their own town. Where's the money going to come from? Because we got people complaining about not getting their food stamps, people wanting to get on HUD, people needing to find a place to live, not enough housing, apartments, a rental. It's out of control right now. The country is, to me, at a standstill. Things are high. Groceries are high. Toilet paper is high. Most people are just trying to make it. And this is why you can't judge the government for helping people, because a lot of people just do not make enough money to sustain themselves. That's just the way it has been. Okay? It was that way when there was no HUD, no welfare. People were starving. And that's the one thing a lot of people sit on their high horses don't seem to understand. Many people were poor and destitute right here in America hundreds of years ago. And we're not talking about African-American people and indigenous people, Native Americans. People have been poor and did the best that they could. That is why our government stepped in and made programs to help people, such as rental assistance, food stamps, so on and so forth. And that's what people need to understand. We have always had problems. Before there was modern technology, cars, electricity, we have always had problems. I do not, as I said before, I do not condone violence to get your point across, because this is what's wrong with a lot of Americans. And a lot of them are conservative, who feel like they can do whatever they want to do, but you can't judge people for breaking the law and entering the country or doing whatever you think they're doing illegal, and then you become violent in retaliation of what you think is right. Then you're no different than the people that you're judging. And that shows you how delusional our citizens are in this country. We still have backwoods thinking. We still have racist people. We still have racist white people who don't want nobody here but just them. And sorry, this is a melting pot. People are here from all over the world, and they enter here legally to work, go to school. They have that right. They have that right. And I'm noticing this uptick. But what I tell myself is a lot of these people are delusional. They're self-righteous, and they just want attention. They probably don't really care about the border. It's something to do. And if you want to go out here and get your criminal record and get an arrest record, threaten people, that's your dumbass. Such as the woman who was in this article, talking about getting a gun and shooting. You don't have a right to shoot anybody. I don't care if you see somebody and you think they're illegal, you're just going to go up and shoot them. That's your method to resolving the influx of migrants. Just go out and start shooting people. Does that make any sense? That's ignorant. And that's the point I'm trying to make. You have ignorant people out here. And most of these people who are probably going, they're not going for the right reason. To just stand in solidarity for what they believe in. Because you have that right. That's your First Amendment right to speech. But you don't have a right to be threatening citizens, talking about burning things down. The government has the facility for those people. They're doing what they have to do to get the people to and fro. And then the rest is on the court system. You have nothing to do with that. You have nothing to do with that. So I just want to make that point. I'm not with burning nothing. I'm not throwing grenades, firebombs, rough housing, putting your hands on people, racial slurs. I'm not with any of that type of buffoonery, because that shows me you are just ignorant. Whoops, sorry about that, everybody. Hold on. Sorry, hit the wrong button. All right, let's get started with this information. We're going to talk about the convoy, what it's about, and then we're going to go to the migrant problem in New York, back to Texas, and what is the solution? Because talk is cheap. You can talk all day about what we should do, don't do. As I said, this is a issue that's been going on 50 years or more. People coming over the border. I'm sure they've been coming over even before 1970. But the point is, we've had different people in a law capacity, political capacity, that could have rallied to say, hey, we need these border walls up. We need them up. Because frankly, we just don't have the room. I mean, the country is big. That's not the problem. We have the land, for people to live. The problem is we don't have enough housing for the people who are already here. So when you start bringing in, letting people come over the border and trying to help them, the resources get burnt out. Now, this is a very wealthy country. We know a lot of people have enough money that they can just donate to the state and government, but you can't tell somebody what to do with their money. So the government, I don't know how money works in Washington, but something needs to be done, period. Migrant situation or no migrant situation. There are too many people right now don't have anywhere to live. And they're born here with a legal Social Security number. So we have a housing problem already. We have a problem with the U.S. mail. Nobody wants to work for the post office. That's why you're not getting your mail. That's why your mail is late. I looked at a letter today. It had the 26 on it. So it probably got in the box yesterday. Do you see where I'm going? Yesterday's February 2nd. 6 days for mail to come from a place that's not even barely 40 minutes away. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? The place the mail came from is outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. 30 minutes away from Knoxville, 40 minutes from where I am. So that should tell you something. Why am I getting mail 6 days later? This is what I'm trying to tell you. We have problems already. Mail from Knoxville is supposed to be getting routed allegedly through Louisville, Kentucky. Nobody wants to work for the Postal Service. Nobody wants to work for FedEx delivery. UPS is getting ready to lay off 12,000 people. So if you want to see how bad it's going to get, I'm giving you the 411. It's not looking good. And that's a hard job, being a FedEx driver, a postal worker, because they have to deal with a lot, being in the elements, dealing with nasty attitudes, dealing with barking dogs, ferocious dogs. Just giving you, for instance, that we are sinking. And we're a great country, but we have problem people. Whether they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, people are people, and that's how I judge people. I know how I stand politically. That's not the subject for this live stream, but I don't agree with the influx of people coming in undocumented. That's my opinion. Am I nice to people that's undocumented? I sure am. They haven't done anything to me. But this can't go on. And something needs to be done. Because I'm going to play content of the violence that has taken place in New York City against police officers by migrants. And that's when we have people who are felonious in behavior, who are legal. And we already know that. But nobody needs to be turning on the police when you are not even a legal citizen and God has blessed you to stay here in our great country, giving you a place to stay. And this is how you will repay the American government, by assaulting law enforcement. Because in the end, if you have a problem here in America, legal or not, that is the first person you're going to call if something happens to you. You get shot, beat up, house broken into. You're going to call New York City Police Department and wherever you're living. So why are you wanting to fight these people? See, this is why people become so biased against foreigners. Oh, they're all the same. They're all barbaric. This is why we have racism. Because people look at a group of people, they say, oh, well, they have more crime here, this. Oh, they're all the same. All blacks are the same. All Mexicans are the same. Well, we can say the same about white people. They're all the same. People are people. Thank you for joining me. We're going to get into this content. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $DeGanji 129 Cash App, stickers, and chats to welcome to their live stream. I will be on tomorrow briefly to celebrate the birthday of Summer Wells. It'll be very brief because I'm not wanting to do any type of shenanigans and all that, just to pay homage to the baby girl and then check out. Thank you for joining me.
Our border-back convoy will conclude in the small town of Quemado, Texas. That's just north of Eagle Pass. Border Patrol has moved migrants away from the area, just as a precaution. Let's bring in Stephanie Haynes, who is live on the ground this morning with a look at what we can expect. Stephanie, you've been following this convoy for days now. You said there were 300 cars. What's in store for today? Yeah, well, that's what the sheriff reported when he was escorting this caravan here. And this is the big day. This is the final day that they made it to the Texas-Mexico border. A lot of these people have been on the roads for 5 full days. And that is a long, long journey. And they're staying right behind me at this ranch in Quemado, Texas. It's about 20 miles from Eagle Pass. And as you said, that 300-car caravan, a local sheriff had to come in at
8 o'clock Texas time in the morning.
They arrived here late last night. We'll show you this video. There were flags, a lot of people cheering them on, welcoming them here. And there have been a lot of people that were already here in the first place, just ready for them to get here. And then today, later at noon, the doors are about to open for this rally that's going to take place all day. So there's a lot of excitement for that. Throughout this whole trip, as I said, we saw people, waving them on overpasses, on the highways, on the sides of the road. We've been asking organizers, what is it that you're going to do? What's the plan once you get to the border? And every single time they say, listen, we just want to make our message clear that we are calling for tighter border security. And some of them are here to pray. This is a religious experience for them to show their support for Texas law enforcement, who, in their view, is standing up to the federal government on this.
It's just a rally. It's a gathering of patriots, people that are just here to have a good time and worship. There'll be prayers and stuff. This is what it's all about. It's protecting each other.
Good time.
And it's not about fighting with anybody. And there's not going to be any problems down here.
You hope.
Not going to be any problems. That is the message that organizers have also told us throughout the times that we've been following them for days now, that they want to remain peaceful. This is a prayerful event. They have a code of conduct on their website. People need to be law-abiding citizens. So that is sort of going to be the message going forward.
God's army.
Here for the rally. No telling how long they're going to be here, for the whole weekend or so. We'll be here watching them for this event. And again, they've raised more than $160,000 for this trip, Hannah.
Stephanie, on the ground in Texas, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Go to
$160,000 for the trip. Interesting. News Nation was the source of that information, of a woman speaking that they're there for prayer, no shenanigans, no violence. But that's easy to say. And then there you have it. Okay. What does the person say? Hold on. Rachel. For immediate housing, they should be buying tiny houses. Box with add-ons. Company in Tennessee starts at $15,000 for people looking for cheap ways to live. Incredible box. Well, the thing about that is you have to have $15,000. Some people don't have $15,000. Most people don't even have enough money to pay their rent. Whatever the rent amount is. $700, $1,000, $1,200, whatever. People just don't have the money. Because most people don't get paid anything. Just crazy. Let's hear what these people have to say here. Religious groups with different agendas heading to Texas. This was 20 hours ago. They have landed. The rallying or whatever is supposed to start at 1 or so. Naturally, Texas time is behind me. I think I'm about an hour ahead of Texas. So they're already rallying. Just playing you a little bit of information. I pray that nothing jumps off. Nobody exacts any violence, because that's not going to help the situation. You can't go somewhere trying to exact violence and say you're different and you're a patriot. You're not a patriot. If you want to go throw bombs and whatever, crazy type stuff, do fire, try to set stuff on fire and all that kind of stuff, you're not a patriot, because that means you don't even care about your own country.
Texas-Mexico border is attracting religious groups from out of state with competing agendas.
Both groups are converging on Eagle Pass, the city where Governor Abbott closed off a park and put in razor wire to try to stop what he describes as an invasion in Texas. Fox News' Alex Moyer covering these developments. Alex.
Hey guys, both of these separate convoys consist of self-proclaimed Christians, but their views on how the situation is playing out at the border and what needs to be done to address it, of course, differs vastly. There is a likelihood that both groups could clash this weekend. A new political battle at the border is brewing. On Friday, members of the progressive Christian organization called Common Good arrived in Eagle Pass with a mission in mind.
What would Jesus do is that we come back to?
We're right behind the county courthouse, and we pulled up with our bus that says faith, hope, and love, supporting democracy for all.
Pastor Doug Paget is the organization's executive director. He and his supporters have traveled from Minnesota to Eagle Pass to sway faith voters from extremism, specifically calling out the self-proclaimed God's Army convoy, also making its way to the Rio Grande Valley from Virginia.
And I'll tell you that as a Christian pastor, I want to say to my other Christian friends who are a part of that convoy,
Common Good.
Slander is something we should avoid.
Pastor.
And they are slandering these people who are seeking to come into the country, and they're slandering the people who live in these border communities.
Members of God's convoy made a stop near Austin Thursday. Former Alaska governor and vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin, one of the star participants. The group held a Take Back the Border rally.
Enough is enough. We're not going to take it anymore. We're going to take our country back.
Organizers claim they do not intend on confronting people trying to illegally cross over the southern border, but frame this as a religious mission.
We're just going to be having a peaceful assembly, and ultimately it's going to be a prayer gathering.
Pastor Paget says he and his supporters do intend on confronting the group.
They're going to be 20 some miles away at a Christian camp where they're going to have their own meetings.
Meanwhile, Governor Greg Abbott continues to amplify the other political debate between his office and the White House. At a Republican re-election event for State Representative Stephanie Click, Governor Abbott again called the border crisis an invasion, the term he uses to defend the state's use of barriers and restricted access between ports of entry. He called it the #1 issue in America right now.
And sending a message to the entire globe that the door is open on the open borders of America, and for people from more than 150 countries have poured into our state. All-time record numbers, more than 8 million under the Biden administration.
And Eagle Pass residents who were at today's press conference say that they will be outside of Shelby Park all day tomorrow, and they invite anybody who wants to come talk to them about what they say are the real issues facing them in that border community.
Well, like I said, this issue has been going on for years. So who are you going to blame? I don't do that, blaming the president, because it's been a problem. People didn't just start coming into Texas because Biden was in office or Obama was in office. They were coming in the border when Bush was in office and his father was in office. That's the point. This has been a problem. The wall should have been up. You want the wall up? Put it up. I don't understand what the problem is. I don't understand what the problem is. Put the wall up. You don't have to worry about having these problems. That's just how I feel. You want the people not to come over, then build a damn wall. At every entry point coming into the United States, from the East Coast all the way down to Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, whichsoever, however they're getting in, California, whichsoever. I don't understand what the problem is. I'm not here to blame no political person or president, because that's a waste of time. This is not a new problem. This has been going on. Okay. Let's go over to El Paso, because they've got some issues with this border nonsense. Don't put that political stuff in the chat now. I done told you. I'm not doing that today.
I am told that was the family.
I'm not doing that today.
We're following up on El Paso County's announcement that the migrant crisis in Denver has made its way into Colorado Springs. Yesterday, county commissioners said a busload of migrants showed up over the weekend. They discussed it during a news conference, saying El Paso County is not a sanctuary. Our Bill Folsom has been asking for more information. He joins us now. Bill.
We had a question today, Diane. Where's the bus? Or at least someone who saw the bus. Yes, there are some migrants who made their way to our area. Statements saying they were dropped off by a bus, they're questionable. Tens of thousands of migrants sent to Denver, which is a declared sanctuary city. Colorado Springs and El Paso County do not have the sanctuary designation.
It is very frustrating. We're seeing the spillover.
El Paso County commissioners hold a press conference to let the community know they've learned the migrant issue has overflowed.
We did hear about the first bus that did come into our community. I am told that bus, the families that came, did come from Denver.
News 5 asked the county for evidence of the bus. They said they got the information from the city. City leaders don't know anything about a bus, and they say they don't think the migrants were sent here.
They're working their way down here in an uncoordinated manner. So the agencies are not coordinated.
This is Colorado Springs.
They're making their way down here as individuals.
Denver is dealing with more than 40,000 migrants. The number found in Colorado Springs is 28 adults and children, comprising 9 families. They made their way to the Salvation Army, where they were given shelter. When Salvation Army leaders learned they were migrants, they went to the city to avoid unknown issues.
We don't have the authority to kick people out of our community. That's a federal government responsibility.
Colorado Springs leaders agree with the county that this is not a sanctuary for migrants. It's part political. It's also because there are inadequate resources.
And we're not inviting this crisis to Colorado Springs. We hope that migrants don't arrive in large numbers to our community, although hope is not an effective strategy. And so we need to be prepared for the worst case scenario.
The city with a more moderate approach saying migrants need to be diverted, and county leaders taking a hard line saying no migrants under any circumstance.
We in El Paso County must draw a line in the sand.
It's Colorado.
County leaders also said that they do not want those nonprofits to help. Well, that is an issue creating difficulty for some of our nonprofits. After yesterday's news, they've heard from one side saying, if you help migrants, I'll no longer donate. And the other side saying the same thing if they don't. Diane?
We'll keep trying to figure out.
This is a bad situation right now. As you hear, Colorado Springs is not a safe haven. Like they said, we can't kick people out, but we don't want the influx, because that's the point. Somebody has to take care of the people. That's what the people don't understand that's coming here. They have their reasons for why they want to come into America, just like people that want to come over here from Europe or Africa or Spain. It doesn't matter. We can't just go somewhere and jump on soil and live. No legal documentation. No. I can tell you years ago when I went into Canada, it was right after 9/11. I went into Canada February of 22. They are strict. They were strict then. Naturally, they would be because of what happened with the towers and the Pentagon and so on and so forth. But you're not just going to walk in Canada. That's 20 plus years ago. You weren't just going to walk in Canada talking about, I'm coming in here. Okay? Hell no. So that's the point. I feel for these people. I feel for anybody wanting better, because that's your God-given right to want to be at peace, to have a peaceful existence, to have a safe haven, a safe place to live, work. That is your right. But this is not working. This is not working. And as you hear this man speaking in El Paso County, they don't have the resources for an influx of people. And as you heard, the bus showing up, like he said, no direction. The mayor of Chicago, he was talking about suing the bus companies that were bringing migrants to Chicago. And that's not a city to send migrants to anyway. Most of these people come from warm climates. What is the point in sending someone from the Honduras, Mexico, to New York, Philadelphia, Chicago? It's too damn cold. You send them to a place where they can adapt. But the flip side is a lot of cities don't have the resources, obviously, or they're spending the money how they want, which they do. They don't have money to cater to their own. Like I said, when I was looking at a couple weeks ago, the migrants in Manhattan living in a nice hotel, I was stunned. Because it was like, okay, you're putting these people in nice hotels. Well, what about the homeless? You're not opening your doors to them, and they're all over New York City. You want me to believe there's nobody homeless in New York City? There's nobody on the ground homeless in New York City? Come on now, we know this. So how does that look? Busing people around, just throwing them on buses and just dropping them in the city. Hey, this is your problem now, not mine. And that's what's happening with the people coming through those borders through Texas. Somebody is getting buses, obviously from Texas, somewhere, and they're just telling the people, come on, hop on. And then poof, take them over here, take them over there. This is not working. It's not going to work for Texas. It's not going to work for New Mexico, Colorado, Chicago, because everybody's already suffering as it is. As I said, you have working people who don't even have a place to stay. So this is ridiculous. Let's go over to New York so you can get an idea of how bad it is in New York. Also, other migrants who are not of Hispanic background are on the streets as well. So they're coming from other countries, which I don't understand that, because usually those people come through a visa. So I don't understand why they would be on the street. They should already have monies from the government to live somewhere or get an apartment or studio or something. So I don't really understand that, but we're going to talk about that now. This is from the New York Post. This is some nonsense too. I don't understand nothing that's going on. I just don't. And I'm sure the people that I've been giving things to, the neighbors that live over here where I live, I've been giving them food and stuff that I get from other places. They're probably not legal. I don't have a problem with them. They don't bother me. You know, one of the guys, he was real nice to me recently. So I always try to pay it forward. I take the girl food and stuff over there to help her out with the kids and stuff, but they're probably not legal. Hold on a minute. We're going to go back. New York Post, everybody.
Spent the last few weeks interviewing migrants in New York City, and what we found were a lot of desperate people, actually, many of them from West Africa who did not have any work papers, who had just arrived, who had no idea how the system worked. And then we also found a whole system in which people were using other people's social security numbers in order to get to the documentation they needed to work as DoorDash drivers and Uber Eats
Now,
drivers.
these are not Hispanic people.
Kind of this, like, chaotic situation. Having said all this, it's the ways in which people found work were also interesting. You had some migrants making food for other migrants. You had other migrants selling coffee on the streets. You even had, which was amazing in Brooklyn, outside of an intake center and an enrollment center for the New York City ID card, you even had a group of migrants charging other recently arrived migrants for space in line. So people were coming at 3 a.m. to line up to get these identity cards. And some of the migrants were charging money for their space in line, which I thought was like, you know, the ultimate of sort of this make work thing. Also, you know, you have the situation where because people are working in this underground economy, they're not paying taxes, they're not getting the benefit of paying taxes. So it's kind of a free-for-all. And the stories that people had of coming from just all over the world on these long journeys through several countries. I spoke to one guy from Mauritania who couldn't read or write, but he had managed to get somebody to write on a piece of cardboard that he was a carpenter with a phone number to call. And I asked him, well, why did you choose to come to New York? Why didn't you go somewhere warm like California? And he just looked at me and he said, I just wanted to leave. I had no idea where I was going. I had no idea it was going to be so cold here. I just wanted
That's
to
what I said. See?
my family to one day be able to bring my wife and 3 kids to America. So in his mind, there was this like mythical America as this great place. And in fact, he was standing outside in the cold at a Lowe's in Brooklyn, trying to just make a few dollars by helping people load their cars with his.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. The New York Post is the source. This is migrant workers in New York City. She's speaking of, I guess, probably a man from probably Africa, South Africa, because obviously we have people coming from other countries, not just Hispanic provinces. So how the hell did he get here? Or is he what we would call a Black Spanish person? Because I don't want to be racially biased, but I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm sorry. As she was saying, he's not used to the weather. Looks like an older Black man, brown brother rather. That's the point I'm trying to make. You all are shipping them in places that they're not used to. We get it. You don't want them. You don't want them over there. You don't want them in Texas. You don't want them in Colorado. We get it. But the people over here, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, wherever, they don't want them either. New York's got enough people. New York don't need nobody else. Now, I'm just going to keep it real. If you have ever been to New York, honey, they're on top of each other like roaches, rats. New York is greedy. Just like California, they're greedy. Government greedy, greedy, greedy. You're stacking these people mile high. You're building these skyboxes that nobody can afford unless they're wealthy, very wealthy, or entertainer. Regular people can't even afford a regular apartment in New York. And I wouldn't buy shit in New York. Did you hear what I said? To me, New York is for the wealthy. Same thing with California. You just got money to burn. So these foreigners coming in here from wherever, they're coming from warmer climates. They can't adjust in a cold climate. Hell, I'm sitting here now in my own bedroom cold. So what that tell you? Come on now. This isn't it. Helping load groceries to make a couple dollars. You're in the land of the free. You thought it was going to be a great place. Well, it ain't that great. Yes, most of us can do what we want, live how we want. We can worship Allah, God, Mary, whoever. But there's stipulations. An old saying, free ain't really free. Okay? Because a lot of people feel like that. Oh, they're getting free food. Oh, they're getting free housing. Oh, they're getting this free. There's a price for freedom. You should know that from the indigenous people and African-American people. My race became free, but we were not free. Even when we owned land, the white man took it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So free is not free. So these people are coming over here, either legal, illegal, however. It's no, they're watching TV, movies, seeing, oh, it's so great over there. It's not great for everybody. And now this man's over here, just like these other people, thinking they're going to have this great cushy life. How are you going to have a life when you can't even read and write English, can't speak English? You have no formal education, which means you'd have to be able to know English to get a decent paying job in that field that you studied. So you're just living here in New York, one of the coldest places to be, besides Alaska, Canada, and you're not faring well. See, nobody's thinking about this busing of migrants. You're busing people from warm climates to the Arctic. Does that make sense? It doesn't. But Texas don't want them. And they've got a governor that's letting you know, Mr. Abbott. No. Hell, he was in a damn wheelchair. I didn't even know he was in a wheelchair.
And sheetrock and lumber. So a lot of sad stories out there. A lot of business owners we spoke to, especially the restaurant sector, they really want to hire these people who are willing to do jobs that
the problem is,
a lot of
hey,
Americans
Melissa,
just don't want to do. But the problem is they have no legal right to work in the United States. So it becomes a real problem for a business owner to hire them. Sometimes they will actually use for a fee another more established immigrant social security card. When they do that, it becomes chaotic for the business owner who has to sort of justify to the federal government that the person that he's retained to work is the person on the Social Security card. Because, you know, the scams are many. Ultimately, the business owners get hurt. So that's why they don't chance it anymore. I was also talking to a contractor who does a lot of work on Long Island in the residential home sector, and he was saying the same thing. It's just not worth it. It's such a liability if they get hurt on the job. You know, we're out thousands of dollars, and they have no way to pay insurance costs or healthcare costs. It becomes a big problem for everybody, not just the person seeking work, but the person hiring them illegally.
All right, that's New York. Let's talk about what she's saying. Exactly. Cold climate, hard to adjust. New York, you come from the Honduras, Mexico, now you're being bussed over here to New York, Chicago. You don't know anybody. You're just glad to be here, of course. But you're realizing, wow, this is really hard living here. It's cold, it's snowy, it's ice. Don't know where I'm going to sleep, where I'm going to eat, but I'm glad to be here because there's a price for freedom. And a lot of people don't really understand that. You're not really free as you think you are, even though you're a United States citizen. There's a price that comes with living, breathing. It always has. Now, businesses, don't get me started on that. They realize it's a liability. Well, there's people right now, as I just said, that work every day. They don't have life insurance. They don't have a life insurance policy. They don't have medical insurance. And they're a United States citizen, legal IDs, legal Social Security cards, legal birth certificates, but they don't have insurance because they can't afford it. Now, they got the marketplace where you can get cheaper insurance, but hell, they're sending you to a clinic, and that person's not even a damn doctor. Physician's assistant and certified nursing something. I want to see a doctor. And I'm noticing that the past 10 or so years. You don't even see a doctor anymore. Even when you go to a real hospital, not a hospital, but a clinic, facility, where's the doctor? You're not even seeing a doctor. Hey, I've got this problem, that problem. Do you know how to diagnose that problem? So you see, you got regular people who are already citizens. They don't have any money to afford medical insurance, see a nice doctor, real doctor. They're hiring these people, like you said, they get hurt. Now they can't work. They don't have any medical insurance. They don't have AFLAC. Okay. And I'm going to tell this quick story, and then I'm going to proceed on to the next audio. My landlord, they're in partnership with other people, don't know how many. They're ignorant too. They got all these Hispanic people working for them. They don't even speak no English. Did y'all hear what I said? They're all up in my house. Thankful for the work you do. But I want somebody that can speak English. I don't want to keep pulling my phone out to talk to you, to tell you what else I need fixed, or did you check this? And then you have to be careful with that too. People coming in your house as maintenance workers, you don't know them. Even if they're United States citizens, you still have to be careful. Somebody has access to your house. One of them left the damn door unlocked a month ago. You don't know I was raising hell about that. This is mine. And I want everything that's in here. I'll get rid of it when I'm ready to get rid of it. You understand? Hey, lock the damn door. And he's pointing at his apartment like, oh, I was over there. I don't care. Once your back is turned, anybody could have came in here and robbed me blind. Do you see what they're talking about? They're hiring the foreigners because they're not willing to pay a citizen a living wage. You can't do nothing with $15 an hour. You can't do nothing with $16 an hour. We're glad to get it now. Look how long it took us to get $15, $16 an hour. But it's not enough because the rent is much higher. So $15, $16 is really no different than when you was making $7 an hour. Okay? But there's nothing but foreigners up on this cubby hole where I'm living. Hispanic people living in this next building. None of them know English. And 2 of the guys work for my stupid landlord. Or the partnership he has with others. Because I don't really know who owns the damn company, rental company. But I think they're in a partnership with other people. He's stupid. Because if anything jumps off, they commit a crime in this jurisdiction, robbery, theft, assault, poof, they gone. And you don't even know who you're looking for. Because if they don't have a legal ID, the name they gave you don't mean shit. My name is Manny Rodriguez. That's probably not even his damn name. Like I said, many people in our country don't want to work certain jobs. That's their choice. So these companies are hiring migrants. But like they said, there's a catch to that. They get hurt. They can sue you. Now that's a new problem. They don't have medical insurance. And I still haven't figured out how they navigate buying cars, putting legal tags on cars, getting a place to live. And the owners are white and can speak English. I've been trying to figure this out. And I thought, well, I guess it's the cell phone here. They're doing business with the phone. English to Spanish, Spanish to English dictionary. I thought about that in another place that I lived. And they had Hispanic people living in the apartment complex. And I thought, hey, they don't speak no English. How the hell are you communicating with them to tell them to get the rent payment and all that? So they can read the number on the checks and the dollar bills? It's insane to me. Photo printing, information taken. Well, what they're talking about in Eagle Pass, that center, that's for people they're housing that's already, they got information on them, okay? People that's got some legal stuff going on to decide about getting deported and all that. They got all that information, allegedly. One day ago, Fox News, migrants reportedly discovered hidden in a hidden room in the airport. Let's talk about it. Wow.
Sleeping in the Boston's Logan Airport, one Georgia state senator.
Let's go back. This audio's kind of low.
So after the video this week showing migrants sleeping in the Boston's Logan Airport, one Georgia state senator captures new video showing migrants inside a hidden room at the Atlanta airport. Watch.
Yeah. Transporting anybody anywhere? Yeah, we're all getting a place to where they need to be. Yeah, so these are just recently documented travelers.
Atlanta.
Getting to where they need to be. Actually, you cannot get a video. No. You cannot get a video.
No, you're not allowed.
You're not allowed. No. You're done.
Somebody was trying to film. They told you couldn't film in the airport.
Right now, Georgia State Senator Colton Moore. So I'm confused because I'm going to read this statement later on in the segment. But the person that you were speaking to said that they were documented, and we know that they were illegal, right?
Yeah, we got a whistleblower who gave us a tip about this hidden room, and I had a full team there with some different cameras in different places. Said on Monday and Tuesday nights, there's just an influx of these people who come through the airport, kind of when the traffic is much lower at the airport. They were in a hidden room. I was talking to an Atlanta Police Department investigator yesterday. There are absolutely no cameras in this area of the airport. If you watch another part of the video, you'll see that there's some barricades and some caution tape before you get there. It kind of looks like a construction zone, if you will.
So can you explain to me, because, airport's supposed to be one of the most secure locations. There's cameras everywhere. Is this inside of the terminals or outside of the terminals?
This is, I believe it's technically the third floor, but it appears as if it's the second floor in the domestic terminal. Our whistleblower says they walk right out of the gates and then they're escorted into this room. Those people in that room, though, they were waiting to be booked to flights all across the United States. We were also getting video of migrants who were just walking out onto the streets of Atlanta.
And who's guarding the door?
So there was a U.S. Army soldier there at the door, the guy who says, "You're done." He is a United States soldier. We still not sure exactly what his role was there, but he was sitting right next to the door and basically assaulted me in order to take the phone and try, to get rid of the footage. I was able to recover the phone, and that's the footage you see there.
This is crazy. What's going on here?
I don't know. There's a lot of questions to be answered. I hope the Georgia Senate will flex its subpoena authority and start bringing some folks from the airport in and getting answers to these questions.
Have you yet been able to get in contact with Governor Kemp about this? I can just imagine that he's not too happy about what's going on. I think this is the largest airport in the nation.
Yeah, it is. It's the busiest airport in the world. The Governor Kemp and I are at a lot of odds on this issue with the Fonnie Willis issue in Georgia. We haven't spoken. I know people in my district have sent him text messages. He's kind of passed the buck and said this is a federal issue. I certainly wish we were sending state resources down to the southwest border like Governor Ron DeSantis is.
What do you want to see done right now when it comes to this airport?
I want to see these people not be able to leave the airport. The city of Atlanta controls the Atlanta airport. They ought to be housing these people here until we can figure out things going forward.
Well, Senator, the governor comes on our show. We hope that he'll come back and tell us exactly what he knows about this as well. I just want to read this statement from Atlanta International Airport. This is what they said. ATL works with Libertad volunteers to provide assistance to immigrants during their travel. Immigrants, I thought they were documented. Team Libertad is a nonprofit that has worked at ATL since 2020, and there are no military or other law enforcement agencies involved in this effort. Immigrants are never housed in the airport. State Senator, we're going to follow this. We appreciate you coming on this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Some shady business going on. We'll get to the bottom of it. Thanks, Senator.
Now listen to you ain't supposed to be saying that on a news broadcast, young man. Fox News, one day ago, migrants reportedly discovered in a hidden room in the airport. This is Atlanta. I'm trying to understand. So, as the news reporter says, well, I thought they were illegal. But allegedly, whoever they're talking to, the reporter in the airport while he's filming, trying to hide it, they're saying they got documentations. So do these people have... I'm confused. Do these people have, what I'm trying to say, airline tickets or what? Let me do a little research. I got 67 in the room. Thank you for joining me. Hold on. Because this is some weird stuff here. So Boston also has a problem with them in the airport. Going to read you this conversation. This was uploaded January 25th. Massachusetts emergency shelter crisis is reaching new heights with migrants sleeping on the floor of Boston Logan International Airport Terminal E. It's been a common sight for weeks now as migrant shelters across the state are struggling with capacity. So more than likely what's going on in Boston is the same as what you heard in this commentary pertaining to Atlanta. They don't have no legal nothing. They just went in there some kind of way or got dropped off there and sleeping there. NBC Boston is the source. We're going to see what they're talking about in Boston. God, I mean, they've got their bags up on the silver thing that looks like is the roller cart or the window sill. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Massachusetts emergency shelter crisis reaching new heights with migrants sleeping on the floor of Boston Logan International Airport Terminal E. It's been a common sight for weeks now as migrant shelters across the state are struggling with capacity issues. It's not what they were expecting when told to come to the Bay State. The west corner of the terminal has been serving as a makeshift shelter for dozens of migrants every night. This content is NBCBoston.com. Dear God, what is going on? So we've gone from Boston to Atlanta. Let's see what they're talking about, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Donna. What are you talking about?
Capacity issues. NBC 10's Oscar Margain live for us at Logan this morning. Oscar, can you explain what exactly is happening here?
Yeah, Colton, well, this is the hall at Terminal E where dozens of migrants have been staying overnight, sleeping on the floor on makeshift beds. Now, it's empty right now because most of them have already gone to a day shelter, and other people are also spending the time out in the streets. They're all trying to figure out how to get more stable housing in a system that's already at capacity.
Esto no es lo que usted estaba esperando cuando llegó aquí.
It's not what they were expecting when told to come to the Bay State. This corner of Logan Airport's Terminal E, serving as a makeshift shelter for dozens of migrants every night.
No es bonito estar aquí, hay mucho frío.
It's not great being here, she says. It's very cold. My children are sick, and we've been waiting to find out about housing. Most are Haitians with children, and a few others from Central America, having to sleep on the floor or on benches. And when they wake up, most are loaded onto taxis and taken to a day shelter in Quincy. What I need is a more permanent place to stay so my child can start going to school. In some cases, folks have spent weeks sleeping at the airport. Massport says the migrants are arriving every day. They're landing at the airport because shelters across the state are at capacity, already caring for more than 7,500 families, with 600 more on a waiting list.
We're trying our best.
At La Colaborativa, Gladys Vega says she also needs help to shelter families.
Wait a minute. How many more people he said? Hold on.
Also needs help to shelter families.
I'm trying to go back.
From Tech with my wife and children. We're in a bad situation. 7,500 families with 600 more.
7,500. 600 on a waiting list.
Gladys Vega says she also needs help to shelter families.
So it's not easy for us to house or ask
October. Wow.
to house other family members because they're already doing that for us.
And as shelters ask for help, so is the state.
I need help to cover the costs, and they've got to pass reform on the border, to fix this.
With Massachusetts being a right to shelter state, word is spreading about a guaranteed place to stay. And that's how this father knew to come here from Texas. I also don't have a place to sleep with my wife and children. We're in a bad situation. We need more help for all of us here. We came here for a better life. Now, the governor has also requested more money from the federal government. She's also asking money from the state, $325 million for this crisis. That is in her latest budget proposal. She also has a separate supplemental budget of $700 million, not only to try to keep these shelters afloat, but so they can continue and keep up with the demand through next year. Reporting live at Logan Airport, Oscar Margain, NBC 10 Boston.
10 Boston is the source. So let me say this. $700 million. What is the point in trying to house shelters? You need to just give the people vouchers. If you're going to let the people stay in your city, there's no need in doing this shelter stuff. They can stay in the shelter until they get permanent housing, because that's the only way this is going to work. You don't want people staying in shelters 6 months, 8 months, a year. No. You're going to let the people stay there, then you need to just give them a housing voucher. But that goes back to what I said earlier during this live stream. A lot of people are not renting to people, certain type of people. A lot of people don't want to rent to people that's on HUD. They have HUD vouchers. So that's going to be a problem, even if, let's say, the city gives these people, the city gives people a housing voucher, let's say. They're still going to have a hard problem trying to find somewhere to live because one, they ain't got no job. You got to turn on electric, water, gas, whatever, trash, all that type of stuff. And you got to be able to pay something, whether zero rent or whatever. You still got to pay your utilities to live in the place. You got to be able to get around and look for a place. Well, you don't have a car. How you going to get around? So that means now you need a bus pass. See, one thing begets another. The same thing it would be if you're an American citizen and you need to find a place. You got to have resources to get out to look for a place. You got to have money to give for deposits. So it's no different than if you're foreign or not foreign. The rules are still the same. You got to follow protocol to find a place to sleep. Whether you work, don't work, get a voucher, HUD, apartment goes by your income, it's all the same. You got to be able to navigate. How you going to navigate when, one, you don't speak no damn English? You don't have a car. You don't have savings. You don't have no money. So this is where the state government and the national government comes in. But a lot of people are not renting the people on HUD because they don't want to, they think everybody on HUD is the same. They don't keep the place up. They're this, they're violent, well, whatever, stereotypes. So now you got a foreigner coming in. I don't know him. I don't know nothing about him. So you got to get IDs, social security cards, all that. So what do we say? We're going to give them immediate citizenship. But we don't know who the hell they are and where they come from. Don't know if their name is real. So that means you got to make up a damn name. I don't know what I'm saying. This is sad, but I can't help feel bad for these people coming here and that to leave their home countries due to a bunch of criminals taking over. And yes, they're right. These people have a right to live in their homeland. Good point. So they shouldn't have to be running over here to America, Canada, wherever. But they live in rogue places where the cartel is running the cities, the towns. The government is crooked. The police departments are crooked. So I get it. I totally get it. But this country is already suffering financially. So if we don't have money to help with the people who already live here, resources for the people that live here, whether they work, don't work, homeless, whatever, how are we going to help these people? Well, we can't get help for the people here. We're in a housing crisis right now in the United States, East Tennessee specifically. I speak for this place because I live here. There's nowhere to live here. I just got my name. I got an email the other day. I didn't notice it Thursday about a new place that has been going to be opening up. And honey, I read that email in the dark last night. I said, honey, get your big butt up, put them glasses on and see, log into the portal. They asked me, do you still want your name on a waiting list? Hell yeah, I sure do. Hell yeah. To move to something brand new? Hell yeah, I want it. You understand? Because I'm about to come out this box right here. Because the people that own this are just like what we're talking about here. Greedy, hungry, charging a lot of money for something that ain't hitting on shit. Right now, it's drafty. Heat on is drafty. My damn gas bill is astronomical for one itty bitty spider, which is Queen. There are no kids in this house. There are no pets, no dogs. Nobody's running around flipping on lights and opening up doors. I don't have a lot of stuff running on. Only one TV plays. That's it. My gas bill is higher than my electric. Okay? And we understand things go higher in the winter months because it's cold. You have to use more electricity if you have central heat and air conditioning. Not using the air conditioner because it's a built-in. Okay. So really, I'm paying more for the gas. The gas is, oh my God, out of this world. I don't know what's going to happen to this country. Peggy says, deport them all. Lord have mercy. But that's not all who's coming across. No more thousands of men and boys of army age. Why do you keep talking about the army? What's your deal with the army? I'm confused. You can't make nobody go to the army. So what is your point? I don't understand. All my utilities have tried AC. It's just me. Let's get on with this next commentary. We're not going to talk about the rogue people, the migrants who are breaking the law and causing problems in New York City. Fox 5 New York is the source. It was uploaded 1 day ago. Sorry about that. New problems.
Men have been charged in connection to that brutal attack caught on camera, and the NYPD is still looking for more suspects. Let's get right to Fox 5's Kendall Green live in Times Square with the latest. Kendall?
Hey, good evening, Steve Natasha. This has become a pretty complex legal process in just a matter of days. Now there's a fear looming that the men involved in that attack could avoid being brought to justice. 2 of a dozen migrants accused in a vicious Midtown attack over the weekend appeared in court Thursday and stepped with droves of NYPD officers in a show of support for 2 of their own, pummeled on camera Saturday evening. The duo were the 6th and 7th arrest made Wednesday, but only 24-year-old Yohenry Brito was charged with robbery and felony assault in the attack.
And he's smiling.
Concerning 21-year-old Yandri Badros, District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office declined to prosecute, citing the lack of evidence to prove his involvement.
We have to ask the question, why did these 4 individuals be released on their own recognizance?
Wednesday's arrest followed 4 migrants also arrested and charged in the assault Saturday, and 1 later Monday. Yet all were released but 1 who was under a supervised release. The calls for justice in the attack just keep coming in, including this one by the PPA president just outside of the courtroom Wednesday morning.
They brutally attacked a New York City police officer and a lieutenant. Our criminal justice system is upside down. It fails every day.
Governor Hochul behind the podium hinted deportation should be looked at for the migrants involved in the attack before saying it plainly and clearly.
Get them all and send them back. You don't touch our police officers. You don't touch anybody.
Republican Staten Island Congressman Nicole Malliotakis blaming politics.
Democratic policies at City Hall have made this much more difficult for our law enforcement than it needs to be.
But the road to capturing and convicting all of the attackers involved is getting rocky, as some have reportedly already fled the city.
And the problem that ICE has is that because the NYPD is prohibited from sharing information and the city is denying any detainer requests, it makes it very difficult.
While officials in Mayor Adams' administrations argue joint local and federal pursuit of the accused shouldn't be that tall of a hurdle.
If the federal authorities are able to get a warrant for the arrest of these individuals, we are allowed to work with them and participate with that.
Meantime, Assistant Commissioner Cass Daughtry posted this video to X with a warning to the suspects.
We will scour the globe to find you if you commit any type of assault on one of our police officers.
Now, police are still on the search for the 5 individuals in connection with that attack. Anyone with information is asked to come forward. That's it from Times Square. Kendall Green, Fox 5 News.
All right, Kendall, thank you.
Okay. New York. The guys did not get prosecuted because they said they didn't have enough evidence. But in the little clip they showed, somebody with a hoodie on, backpack, was kicking somebody that was on the ground. My weekend movie is The Jogger. I put it on my community board. There's an original short from 1984. The guy who played in Stepdad, he's playing in this one as The Jogger. And then the original movie is also free in the YouTube queue. You can watch both free in the YouTube queue if you are interested. Just to let you know. New roller coaster coming to Six Flags over Georgia this summer. If you're interested in traveling to Six Flags. All right. Texas ran over with poor cats and dogs they bring with them and leave at the border. Poor things will be. What? Our Senate says they have immigration law ready, bipartisan, but the House says no way. But no one will tell the people what the law states. Okay. So there we go. We're in New York City. Cop getting beat up allegedly. You're entitled to believe what you want, truth or not. All this information is posted to my community board. If you need verification of what you're hearing, just bringing you a little bit of what's going on in America right now. The migrant problem has been going on. So the convoy people across the United States got together, raised money to travel. Some are peaceful protesting. Some are there for other agendas. I personally want the wall up. I'm not against anybody coming to America. I don't care where they're from. I feel like you need to be legal because right now I can't go live in Ireland. I can't go live in London. I can't just go live in Paris. One, I'd have to get a visa, probably to visit, stay, whatever. Have to have a passport. So I had to do it legally. Right now, I can't just go book a flight to Paris. I have to have a passport. Going to have a legal ID with the passport. So that's the point. And we have all types of people in the world doing mischievous things. Let's say that. Americans, we do mischievous things here. We hurt each other here. We know this. But you're still talking about an influx of more people to come into the country who are not legal to do more mischievous things. Some are good, some are bad. We already know this. But we don't have the resources just readily for thousands of people. Because that's the point. We have people here already trying to live, trying to eat, need a place to stay, need an apartment, house, whatever. There are actually working people right now in this country who need a new home, a place, an apartment. They can't afford the rent because they don't make enough damn money. And it's sad to say, $16, $17 is not no money. $15 ain't no money when your rent is $9. You can count. You can count. You got $500 a week. What taxes have to come out of that? So you're not even getting a full $2,000 a month. What you gonna do with $2,000, less than $2,000 a month, and your rent is $9? $850, if that. You better not have no children. Oops, you got a kid. Electric, gas, all of that. Food, toiletries, Wi-Fi, phones. Now imagine somebody only making not even $3,000 a month and they got a house full of damn children. Now how you gonna live off of that? So this is where HUD will come in. For those who like to judge so much, you can't go out here and pay market rent. You can't go out here and pay $2,000 or $3,000 a month for a house and you don't even bring in $2,000 or $3,000 a month. All your money will go directly to the mortgage company or to the landlord. So you don't have money for the lights. God forbid you have to pay gas or water, depending on what comes with the house, what the landlord is paying or the realty company. You got children to feed. God forbid they say, oh, you make too much money, can't get no food stamps. That's why people are suffering. So now you count this new problem here, people coming here. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Let's go up to the home screen and see if there's anything new about the Convoy. And then we will go from there. And I'll let you all go so you can have a wonderful weekend. Please check out the Jogger, the 2013 version and the 1984 version. Now for your entertainment. On YouTube, free through YouTube. Okay. Let me see what's playing over here. I barely make it and make more than some. Budget my money and very frugal. Okay. In Texas, an apartment, 700. What you said? 86. 1,400 a month. Yeah, plus your bills. Exactly. I make less than 3,000 and we struggle on retirement. Okay. Well, a lot of people are struggling. That's the whole point. Let's see what they're talking about.
The schedule. And instantly Lord said, hey, because Clay didn't call you up there, I'll lead away. Okay. Because now I want you to go pray for him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You want me to go on the platform and pray for him?
One second.
That's a big idea.
I gotta look for two as well for Queenie. I think it's one of the purple one. I gotta pick up some.
How come you're not happy? I dropped my wife out there. She brought her anointing on her.
I don't know. Just people on the ground filming at the rally. Still going on. Trying to play you some more information. Watch the full Eyewitness to Gilgo Beach documentary by ABC 7 New York. I'll have to watch that because I hadn't heard. MSNBC has a video about the chief of patrol reacts to assault video, disgusted, angry. How did we get here? It's 13 minutes long if you're curious. Just trying to get some information. Oh, Lordy. What a situation. Let me see what this guy's talking about.
There's nothing going on. That's one of the vans that would pick up the migrants coming across the border.
I'm afraid it will get nasty. The border with some overzealous.
There is
folks.
definitely another layer of there's more layers over there. There's lots and lots of razor wire. I guarantee you right now, if you guys did a marathon of people trying to get through that razor wire, a lot of you guys would lose and not be able to make it through. This is just an extra barrier.
I don't know. What's the solution? What's the solution?
Thanks, Danny. How do I know they're not the smugglers? Because if you're going to sit there and block the road, the National Guard, they have cameras and they have stuff in this area. They have surveillance going on. If you block that road right there, you're going to be greeted with soldiers. So that's how I know they're not smugglers. Because if there was a van that wasn't supposed to be there, parked right there, the National Guard would come out and have their interaction with them. You would be greeted by the National Guard.
Just a big mess, everybody. So what, Missy? Well, I'm 1 hour and 22 minutes in. If you want to call me on IG, Big Sexy 71, trying to find one of the people to ask a question. Barbed wire. Somebody might have a cutter or something on them. Pliers cut through it. I don't know. Who knows? Thank you, Tears Ran Dry. Trying to call you now. Well, there's an issue with the government. The government, the state, they're all arguing about whatever. Hello? Hello? Tears, I can't hear you. Hello, lady. So what? If you fly them, the country might refuse to take back. Oh, that's true. But how would they refuse them? You get off the airplane, you walk through the airport. How do they know where they're coming back from America? Thanks, Tracy Joe, for the comment on the page. So I can't hear it. Sorry about that, everybody. I cannot maneuver good. I hate using a computer. This one anyway. Hello? There's no sound. Hello? I don't know why I can't hear her. Strange. Honey, you're going to have to turn your microphone and something on because I can't hear you. I don't know why. I can't hear her. It's weird. Sorry, everybody. Trying to get somebody on the phone. They're calling. And I can't. We had this problem last night during the live stream. For some weird reason. This IG won't connect. I don't know what's the problem. And I can't even hear your message either. It's not coming through. Your audio message doesn't come through. I don't know what's going on. 15 seconds. It doesn't say anything. I'm playing it. Strange. I can't hear the message that you left, and I don't know what's going on. There's no other country without protected borders. We couldn't just march in and say hello in their country. No, we couldn't. I'm voting for the leader that puts America first. Okay, honey. I just don't like talking politics in the chat because it gets out of control real quick. And to me, it's not about politics. It's a choice. You either want to help make things better or you don't. So that's how I look at it. Because in the end, we've had different politicians in office. We've had different presidents in office, and it still was a border problem. So I don't blame this president. My thing is everybody's had a chance to put the wall up. That's how I look at it. So I'm not going to sit here and blame Biden and all that type of nonsense because the wall should have been up before he even was elected. That's how I look at it. The wall should have been up. Shouldn't be no problem. Hello? Hello? I don't know what's the problem. This is the strangest. She's the only person on IG that I can't hear. Hello? Very weird. Now I can call somebody else on IG and they answer. Well, what is the difference? Let me call somebody and see if they answer. Maybe it's the internet. I don't know. I'm rolling right now, so I don't understand what's the problem. Today and yesterday, Dr. Phil was here saying this has to stop. Okay. Must be my headset. Take the headset off. I tell people that when they come on the live stream, it interferes with the live stream. When you have your headsets on, makes an echoing sound. She's not answering. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. Let me see if Latrice answers. Hello? Oh, it's just ringing. I don't know what's going on. Calling somebody else on IG is not doing anything. Our cities are starting to look like San Francisco. Okay. It's not you. I bet you it's something. I don't know. I'm trying to ring Latrice and it's not going through. Let me turn my phone off because I don't know what's going on either. So I'm getting sick of dealing with all this stuff.
I appreciate it, man. That's cool. Okay. That was nice of you. Yeah. I just want to make sure because I was driving. You want to get on camera or no? No, I'm good. Okay. I just got a $20 donation from somebody who lives here. What do you think about what I'm doing? I like it, man. I was driving.
Guy filming from his channel, going live down there. Somebody gave him $20.
If you see a black truck behind you, wave. And then I wave and y'all excited.
It's not selfish to put America first.
I'm trying to show people what's going on.
No matter what your party you belong to, it's about taking care of your poor, our veterans, and sick. Yeah. I don't do the politics stuff because you either have empathy for mankind or you don't. Everybody's got their own way of thinking and navigating in the world, what we should do, not do, who we should help, not help. But my thing is you should want to help people just because you live here. And it might be you one day that needs help. So that's why people need to stop being so selfish. Because truthfully, most people can't make it right now without any type of assistance. That's just the way it is. Everybody don't have the capacity to be a rocket scientist or a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer where they can have a higher income. Everybody just don't have that type of mindset. So you can't get mad at somebody because they don't have the aptitude to bring in, a high salary. It's just the way it is. If the person is working at McDonald's or they're the janitor or the garbage man, maybe that's all they could get at that time. Maybe that's all they want to do. Because you can't get mad. You get mad if they ain't working. Then when they got a certain type of job, they get criticism for the type of work they're doing. So it's like it's hypocritical. I don't know. A lot of people are very hypocritical because they're on the fence, they're off the fence. They don't know where they are as far as trying to make the country better. Exactly. Being a nurse, you take an oath to care for people, but our country is just not prepared to take this many in. Yeah, and we have vast land. Let me make that clear because I think most of you already know this. America is a big country. So just like Tennessee, this is a long state. There's lots of places a person could live, but you have to have the places. See, that's the point. We've got nothing but dry land here that you could build houses, barns, tiny houses, sheds, trailers on, but they have to be there, and a person has to have the resources to stay there. That's the thing. We have nothing but land here, just like any other state in America that has a wide state. Lots of land, but you've got to have something on it. You got to have the resources to put something on it. You also want to be somewhere near gas station, food, medical, entertainment. Because even if right now the government just went anywhere in the United States and dropped little houses, apartments, you still got to have something in the city, in the town. You got to have access to get around, post office, grocery store, convenient marts? Because then that wouldn't make no sense. Oh, we'll just go build some apartments out in the middle of nowhere, and the people ain't got no way to get around. You ain't got no bus service, no transportation company. That's the problem. We have the land. The land ain't the problem. It's the resources to build affordably and access to get to and from. Because we already know that most people live way out in far places in rural America, but they have cars. You're a fool to live way out in the middle of nowhere, and it takes you an hour to get to a doctor's office, and you don't have a damn car. So you got to think about a worst case scenario. So America has the land to build anything on, but you got to have other stuff to come along with it. But the wall needs to go up ASAP. No barbed wire, no buoys in the water. A big ass wall that you can't scale from every entry point into the U.S. That's that. That's that. Okay, honey, I'm going to try to call you one more time. I don't know what's going on. It's the devil. Hello? Hello? I don't know what's going on because my phone rang. Hey. You got to turn your mic on. Take the earphones and plugs out. Can you hear me? Tap your volume. Tap your volume at the end at the bottom of your cell phone. You see a microphone that have a line through it? Just tap it. She's godly. Tap the bottom of the screen, sweetheart, on your phone. You should see a camera, a microphone, two little buttons where you can switch it around to show yourself or not show yourself, and then the hang up button at the bottom of your phone screen. What are you on, a computer? She can't hear me. You could call. It's not hard. I just think she don't know how to. I think she's calling me off a computer. Are you on your phone or a computer? She can't even tell me. Let me type this in. She's got to be on a computer. Hit your microphone button, sweetheart. Yeah, on your computer, it should have a microphone where you chat, where you type into chat. There should be a microphone there. Hit that. Hit that. It has a line through it. Just hit it. Take the earplugs out, please. She can't hear nothing I'm saying. I don't understand why she can't talk. You have to hit the microphone on the bottom of the screen to turn the microphone on. The microphone is on the bottom of the screen of the computer where you would type your message. You should have a message box, microphone, hit the microphone. Yeah, but I'm looking at her on my phone right now. She's on the computer. She needs to hit the microphone. Now you showing me. Hit the microphone, sweetheart. I don't know why she's having so much trouble. I can't even type myself. Jesus Christ. So nobody else want to call me. She's having a hard time. Sweetheart, the microphone is in your chat box. Right where I'm sending this message, there's a microphone. You hit it on your phone. Should be the same on the computer. Right there. Microphone, it's at the bottom. Hit the microphone. There's a microphone. Hit it. It's right across from your message box. You have a message box. To the right is your microphone. You have to turn it on. I don't know what's the problem. Jesus. Oh, Lord of mercy. You have to unmute it. If it's got a line, that means it's muted. Just hit it. Maybe you should call on the phone. Use your phone instead of the computer. Come out of the chat and go to Instagram on your phone. Because the computer's not working. For some reason, I don't understand what's going on. Get off of your computer and answer your cell phone on Instagram. Check out the computer. Just get off the computer. Because she can't do it on the computer for some reason. I'm getting cold. Quite frankly. Oh my goodness. Well, sorry about this. But anyway, that's the content I have for today. Just playing you audio of things going on. Logan Airport, Boston, migrants sleeping there, sleeping in the ATL airport, violence on a police officer in New York City. No prosecution will be against those guys. They're saying they don't have the evidence, but there is a video out. Feel free to go to YouTube Q to check it out. The convoy has landed. They started at 1 p.m. today, Eagle Pass, Texas. Something needs to be done because as you hearing the content I played during this live stream, these people are everywhere. They're all over the place in the streets. They're in cold places where they can't navigate properly because they don't have the resources. They don't have, the fortitude to, adapt in cold weather, which makes no sense to put somebody in a cold climate. They're coming from a warmer climate. We have all type of migrants, Hispanic migrants. We have Haitians as well. This is just a big ass mess. And they are traveling long distances to walk just to get here and travel through that little water. Because God knows they wouldn't be able to make it if the water was high. If it was a higher ravine, they wouldn't be able to swim. And we're hearing of all type of craziness that goes on with traveling here. Assaults. Somebody said children are traveling here without parents, which I don't agree. Why would you send your child into the world, into the forest or whatever on desolate road to get to freedom? That makes no sense. What type of parent are you to send a child alone with strangers? You can't expect a stranger to take care of your child. That's your responsibility. If you're going to travel to America, then you need to be traveling with your children. Your children should not be trying to cross the border alone. That's insane to me. If that's true, that's insane to me. Hello, Texas tourists. Well, Tears, the problem is you got something that's not on because it's now connecting finally, but there's no volume. I've got my microphone on. You came up on the screen on the monitor. You obviously got a headset plugged in, or you've got something plugged into the side of the computer. You don't need headsets on, number one. You have to clear the boxes at the top of the computer. It'll have YouTube streaming. You've got Instagram up. You can't have all those boxes open. It won't connect. That's why I told you to come out of YouTube. You're trying to watch the chat and try to do the app. The apps can't cross like that. It's just like when I go into Instagram right now while I'm on the live, it's going to blank out. I think the people won't see me. If I try to message you, answer you in Instagram right now on a computer, the apps can't work simultaneously on the computer, okay? You got to either be on one app at a time. So you're trying to call me and then look at the chat too at the same time. You've got to come out of YouTube. You can't be on YouTube and try to go on Instagram. I don't think it works like that. So if you want to call me on the computer, you need to come out of YouTube, which means you can't have the chat up and try to work the Instagram app. I don't think it's working that way for you. I don't know. Well, yeah. Did you close the YouTube now? But my mic is not functioning correctly. Well, it should be built in. I don't understand why you'd have a problem. That's weird to me. Because the mics are built into the phone and built into the computer. Because right where you send the message in the app, it'll say message. Right to the right is the microphone, the little box with the dot where you can upload pictures. So I don't understand. I'm confused. So I'm calling now. So I don't understand it. That's why I said, why don't you answer me on your phone? Get out of YouTube, period. Don't even have YouTube up. Just go straight to Instagram on your phone and answer. Well, get off the computer. I don't know how to explain it to you. Get off the computer. Get out of the chat. Do you not have Instagram on your phone? Oh, shit. The phone is dead. Good Lord, girl. Okay. I was trying to explain it to her. You got too many apps and stuff open. If you're going to be on the phone, you can't be in YouTube and in Instagram at the same time. You're going to have to be one or the other. Well, put Instagram on your phone. You need to put it on your phone because you're not doing well with it on the computer. Just upload the app on your phone, and then it'll open up, and then you can just call me. Because you've already got it open up on your computer. Because your devices should be connected. Tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to get out of here because it's almost 2 hours and I'm freezing. I need to make me some more coffee or whatever. Eat a little dinner. But I thank you all for following the content. Please check out my video I did last night pertaining to buying love, pertaining to love scams. I played a little bit of audio of different people who have been scammed by foreigners. So this is a message to men and women. Be careful of talking to people on the internet. Don't give out personal information to people even that you meet in person. You don't need to tell all your business. You don't need to give out passwords to bank accounts and cash apps. Guard your safety, guard your security, and your money in your pocketbook. Tomorrow will be celebration in East Tennessee pertaining to Summer Wells. I don't have plans of going or anything, but I will do something special for her birthday. I probably won't engage in conversation. I don't think I want to do that tomorrow. I probably will find something to read, maybe a poem or something on a live stream, but I don't want to comment. I don't want to talk because I don't want to talk about her parents tomorrow. I don't want to talk about anything pertaining to Hollerville, Kingsport, or nowhere else because I don't think that would be appropriate for a child's birthday to be talking about all that other nonsense. We got 364 days of the year to talk about that nonsense. So if I do anything, it'll just be a reading of a poem for her, and that's it. I may not even leave the comments open because I do not want anything negative under the video. Because a lot of people get just, too excited when you start talking about Summer Wells, and it always goes left, and I don't want to participate in that. I'm just keeping it real. Whether she's alive or not, don't know. But if I do something for the birthday, it's specifically for that only. It will not be any type of conversation about her parents. So if you see the comment box locked, that's why. Because I don't want to see anything negative under the video for the birthday. So that's my thank you, Lady Low. Thank you so much. Oh. Okay, that's fine. So if I talk about the parents, it'll be later. I might do it at the nighttime or go into Monday doing it. But I'm just giving you a heads up. I will find something special to read for her birthday tomorrow, but that will be it. It'll be a short video in and out. Might even just be an upload, not even a live stream. But we can resume talking about those cats through the week. Give that little girl one peaceful day to where it's just about her, nothing negative. Thank you. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $Big Angie, 129 Cash App, stickers and chats are always welcome to the live stream. Please check out my extensive library, 2,000 videos plus. Being on this network, also, partnership. Thank you for your support. Welcome new subscribers, new viewers, old subs. Thank you for the support and the love. God bless you. Once again, tomorrow is the birthday of Summer Wells. I will do something for the birthday, and we'll rock and roll into the next venture after the birthday. I have content loaded in the queue pertaining to the men who perished in Kansas City. I will further talk about that. But as I said, this channel is going in another direction that I had before I was ever a partner with YouTube. I'd like to talk about real life situations and circumstances, and I do not want to talk about true crime every day, as I told people in the live stream yesterday, and I have been saying it for about a year now. That's the reason why I changed the name of the channel, because I wanted to channel name to reflect different types of conversations that are not just true crime. I've never been a true crime channel. I just happen to talk about it a lot. I'm tired of talking about it. I've done even some changes with apps that I was a part of last night. I went in and removed myself from different things that I no longer want to participate in. I don't really care about being on social media. I think YouTube's enough. And if they can't find me here, they can find me in the street. That's just how I look at it. I do not want YouTube to be my total existence. I don't want Facebook to be a total existence. There's just too much going on in the world that I can be a part of. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the plight I'm on. I'm not getting anything out of Facebook. I don't really get anything out of IG. I do this YouTube thing because I'm now a partner, but I can honestly say I'm bored with it. Because as I said in my live yesterday, I put in too much work and it doesn't go, it's just unwarranted. I feel, with all the work I put into researching things and trying to get ready. That's why a lot of times you don't see me. I put the camera on a plant, the one behind me, because I don't want to be seen. I don't feel like, dialing up for the camera just to get, 60 views on a video. It's like, well, what's the point? What is the point? I feel like I put in a lot of work. I want to get something back. And I think that's anybody that's, doing due diligence to try to bring information, work, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, garbage man, you want to be appreciated. So that's just where I'm at right now. My mind's in a whole different place. And I just feel like the best way to solve problems is to take the right steps to alleviate whatever you feel is not working in your favor. So that's what I did late this morning. I got off some apps that I feel like I don't want to be bothered with. I'm not contributing nothing special to it. I don't care nothing about that. Twitter, X, all that. Just notifications from Newsbreak, X, news channel subscribe to, Facebook notifications, this and this and this. I'm wore out. I just don't feel like I'm getting anything out of any of it. YouTube, I can get news updates right here. I can go into the local stations and get a news update of who's been arrested, shot. Right there. Right there. Big old TV. Just how I feel right now. Thank you, honey. Movie suggestion for the weekend is The Jogger. The original is about 30 minutes. It's in the YouTube queue. It's on my community page. The guy who played in Stepfather, I said Stepdad, Stepfather, that movie from back in the 80s, well, he plays in this one in 1984. So it's very interesting. It's the original to the one that came out in 2013. It's also on my community page. Those two are my movie suggestions for this weekend. If you want to watch a little mystery thriller, watch both of them. One's about 29 minutes long, and the other one is, under 2 hours. It's called The Jogger. The remake is pretty good. Naturally, I'm not going to tell you what the movie's about, but it's about a guy who goes jogging and he gets a stalker. So this is very weird. When I first was watching it this morning, I was having a little toddy and I said, woo, this is going to be a weird movie. But anywho, I hope you enjoy it. Get your popcorn, your Doritos, whatever you like to eat, a little margarita, beer, whatever. Sit back, watch the 30-minute one, and then go watch the, the 2-hour one, less than 2 hours. I think you'll enjoy it if you like thrillers. Get back on that video and comment and tell me if you liked it or not, what you thought of both endings. Give me your feedback. Take the polls on my page pertaining to the Kansas City 3. If there's more information in the queue, I'll come back probably Monday with Kansas City 3. I really don't want to talk about that the rest of the weekend because I kind of want to just rest the rest of the weekend. But like I said, I will do something special for Summer Wells, but it will not be a dialogue or discussion because I just want it to be about her tomorrow, and that should be the focus. Thank you. Oh, honey, I'm thinking about getting something right now. It's either going to be coffee or a drink. I'm trying to warm myself up. So thank you all so much for the love. God bless all of you. Prayers for Texas, New York, Chicago, all cities in between that are dealing with this migrant influx. Prayers that everyone behaves properly down in Texas that went there to rally, protest. I pray that nothing gets out of hand. And I'm going to say this before I check out of here. For those who go to Texas and other places feeling like you own the land, you have a right to exact revenge or hatred towards other people. You are not a citizen. You don't care about the United States. You don't care about freedom. God has blessed you to be above ground, to have freedom of speech, but there is a way of handling yourself. And if you are spitting out hatred toward anybody and threats to burn down things or shoot people, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And you're not a citizen. You're a rogue. You're a dirty rogue. And that needs to be said. Because whether you agree with the wall, don't agree. Nobody has the right to take somebody's life because they crossed the border. Okay? You're not doing it with these heathens out here that are committing crimes, so you don't have no right to threaten no migrants. That's ignorant people talk. And that's what's wrong with America right now. The people who act like they're patriots and care about this country, but they want to go out here and spew venom and go live threatening people. Because like I said, that same mentality is what stormed the Capitol. Running all through that government building, all in those people's offices, taking things off their desk and stuff. How's that showing respect to the government and to the country? You are doing just what you criticize other people of. Breaking and entering. You had no right to be doing that. And I'm for every person that got arrested. Because you're showing that you do not care about your country. You're a hypocrite. Because you cannot straddle the fence to say, oh, I'm a right fighter, but I'm going to break into this government office. I'm going to assault people, fight people, just because you have an opinion? Because today it's the wall. Years ago it was the Capitol. Tomorrow it'll be something else. If you're a patriot, act like one. You don't have to put your hands on somebody to give an opinion. Because those people want freedom just like you want to be free. But most of us feel like there's a way of getting freedom. And right now, we are at a total loss in our country with high inflation, this and that. There's just not resources in every area to be equipped with thousands of people coming into the city limits. That's just common sense. Because you have working people right now who barely making it. They don't get any help. So it's hypocritical to help these people when you have people who actually work and go and they need help. They might want some help. Maybe they don't know how to ask. Maybe they don't know who to go to. Maybe they're too honorary to ask for help. Maybe they can't get the help because of their income. But we are at a crossroads right now with this wall, these people coming into the country. Then we got those who are rogue and they're committing crimes, like what happened in New York, fighting a cop. It's unacceptable. And it's unacceptable even if you were a citizen fighting a cop. You know better. And that's showing you don't want to be here for the right reasons. You're coming into this country fighting police officers. You need help. And what you have to tell yourself, if you'll fight a cop, we already know what you'll do to another civilian. You are violent. And that's not what we need here. We don't need that type of behavior here. We have enough crime in America already. Prayers for those people traveling here. Prayers for our law officials, Border Patrol, governors, senators, president. Praying for everybody. Praying that a solution is made. Praying for those who have organizations trying to help the migrants, shelters, churches, pastors, parishioners. Thank you for trying to help, aid. I don't know how it's going to work out. It looks very grim right now. So all you can do is pray, hope and pray. And pray for Queen, honey, because Queen is trying to navigate in the world herself and do better and get better. And that is my objective for this new year. Just turned 53 on Monday. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be alive. And I'm wanting a better life myself. So let's pray for everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I will talk to you guys later. You have been listening to the Vault Exhale. Thank you. See you guys later. Stay warm, everybody.